Welcome to Anything You Want, the place where the hidden stories behind the spotlight come alive. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and tap the join button to support our growing community that loves diving into the emotional heartbeat of celebrity life. Today's story isn't just another headline. It's a moment when truth slipped through the cracks of professionalism and found its voice in front of flashing cameras. It began as a simple press briefing, an afternoon shaped by questions about stage lights, rehearsals, and the thrill of returning to live theater. Barış stood at the center of a half-circle of microphones, confident yet calm, every syllable weighed with the discipline of someone who had lived most of his life beneath an audience's gaze. And then a journalist, almost cautiously, uttered a name. Yagmmer. That single name altered the room's temperature. Barış's eyes flickered with something unguarded, nostalgia, tenderness, or perhaps a memory too vivid to suppress. A faint smile appeared, and silence folded itself around him. What came next was unscripted, unrehearsed, and utterly human. I haven't stopped loving her. Yagmmer. Those words didn't merely answer a question, they detonated across the entertainment world. For a heartbeat, nobody moved. Journalists froze, cameras whirred, and even the air seemed to hesitate before moving again. Within minutes, the clip escaped the confines of that hall. Social media feeds pulsed with replay after replay. Viewers dissected every frame, his tone, his hesitation, the way his gaze drifted before returning to the crowd. Was that tremor in his voice real? Was that glance downward a sign of humility, or of heartbreak? A phrase began trending organically. Barış finally said it. It wasn't a slogan engineered by PR, it was a collective exhale from fans who had quietly believed that the connection between Barış and Yagmmer had never truly faded. To understand the weight of that confession, you have to return to the first spark. Years ago, Barış and Yagmmer met on the set of a television series that transformed their careers. Days blurred into nights under harsh studio lights, shared laughter bounced between costume racks. On screen, their chemistry was palpably too raw, too intricate to be limited to scripted emotion. The public noticed. Rumors bloomed like wildflowers after rain. They never confirmed anything. They didn't deny it either. Instead, they built a private orbit that only appeared through stolen fragments, a shared umbrella between trailers, a conversation that lingered after the director called cut, a glance that spoke louder than dialogue. And then, as it often does in this business, time intervened. New contracts, new cities, new stories. The rhythm of their lives shifted until silence replaced closeness. For years, neither spoke of what once was. The industry moved on, until this week, when Barış cracked open the vault with a single unfiltered sentence. While the internet trembled under speculation, Yagmmer answered not with words but with an image. She posted a black and white photograph of a lonely beach at low tide. The caption read, "Certain truths arrive without witnesses." It wasn't denial. It wasn't confirmation. It was poetry, an echo that refused to shout. Friends close to her said she needed time to breathe before reacting. Her response carried a serenity that no interview could replicate, graceful, restrained, real. Behind the velvet curtains of television networks, phone lines buzzed. Producers whispered. Executives floated the possibility of reuniting the pair for a new project, something that would harness their history and translate it into story once again. A marketing strategist described it best: they already have a myth, love, distance, confession, and timing. You can't script that. And yet, for all its commercial allure, this wasn't a press stunt. Insiders insist the words were spontaneous, a truth Barış stumbled into, not a strategy he rehearsed. Maybe that's why it struck with such authenticity. Audiences can tell the difference between a line performed and a line lived. Some fans celebrated what they called courage. "This is what honesty looks like," wrote one follower. "This is how you choose truth over pride." Others urged caution, reminding everyone that stories crafted by fans often become heavier than those lived by the people inside them. Love doesn't always fit neatly into a sequel. Still, the question lingered in every timeline: was this a spark reignited or merely nostalgia illuminated? If you're enjoying the story so far, remember to like this video and subscribe to Anything You Want for more behind-the-curtain moments from your favorite stars. And hey, click the join button if you'd like to support the channel and help us bring you even deeper stories from the world of entertainment. Analysts of emotion, fans, psychologists, editors zoomed in on every expression. One frame showed the faint tremor of a smile, another captured the stillness that followed, as if the air itself held its breath. Commenters paired the confession with Yagmmer's beach post, calling it the most cinematic love scene that never appeared on film. Others debated whether public confessions heal or complicate old wounds. But what no one denied was the authenticity. Barış's follow-up message only deepened that perception. "Sometimes feelings speak before you allow them to," he wrote, expressing gratitude for shared memories and wishing peace to everyone involved. He didn't retract his words, and perhaps that restraint spoke louder than the confession itself. In an industry that thrives on illusions, this was reality bleeding through makeup and lighting. Maybe that's why the public couldn't look away. The confession reopened conversations about vulnerability, what it means to admit affection when the whole world is watching. Some saw it as romantic defiance, others as closure disguised as confession. The truth might lie somewhere in between, that love doesn't always fade, it simply transforms. Speculation has become its own form of entertainment. Coffee meetings between agents, accidental encounters at galas, cryptic social media likes, every gesture is read like a line of code. If a joint project materializes, it will be less about marketing and more about timing, two professionals revisiting the chemistry that once made them unforgettable. But even if that reunion never happens, the story has already found immortality in the collective memory of fans. Because sometimes, a single sentence can write 1,000 unwritten scenes. Now we turn the question to you, our incredible Anything You Want community. Do you think the spark between Barış and Yagmmer still lives beneath the ashes of time? Would you welcome them sharing the screen again, transforming old emotion into new art? Or do you believe that true courage lies in walking separate paths with gratitude rather than longing? Drop your thoughts below. Tell us which other stars you'd like us to explore next, whose untold stories deserve to be illuminated right here on Anything You Want. Whatever the future holds, whether it's a reunion, a quiet friendship, or simply mutual respect, their story reminds us of something universal: feelings don't vanish, they evolve. And that's why we love following these journeys, because they mirror the hidden chapters in all of us. Thank you for spending your time with Anything You Want. If you felt something while listening, hit the like button, subscribe, and tap join to keep our lights glowing. Until next time, keep your heart open, your mind curious, and remember, sometimes the truest stories are the ones that no one meant to tell.